right, time to take another tour through Mr. Nailsin's photoshops of beloved YouTubers. And we'll begin here. Well, this was a poster done up awaiting the release of the Rise of Skywalker film. And oh, what a joy that was, huh? So here we have Doomcock in the place of the Palpatine that was in there, which apparently it was just a photograph, photoshopped in of an action figure of Palpatine. But whatever. So there's Palpatine, and then you would have Rey and Kylo, and oh wait, who is? Oh, look who it is! It's Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams. Yes, fighting over the ruins of Lucasfilm. So there, yeah, Phantom Menace, the fall of Lucasfilm, yeah. And the Phantom Menace, oh, what terrible people they are. But don't worry, apparently they don't really exist because they're all bots, so I don't see what the problem is then, is it? Yeah. So anyway, this is another sort of Avengers assembly of the YouTubers, very similar to the one I did in the previous video. So you got your cast of characters here, you know, and Ivan, Doomcock, Mecha, Jeff, Star Wars Girl, Jeremy, Ethan, SE Reviews, Gary, and Jesse. So there you go, gang's all there. And this was an earlier version of it, which I don't think I ever even posted. So this one is a more recent one during a live stream between Gary or Nerdrotic and Doomcock, probably the Inquisition. I don't think it was Exozone. And it got on the subject of the Forbidden Planet and what a classic it is. And of course it is. It's a great film and a lot of precursors to Star Trek and all that. And so I had to do one. So there's Doomcock as Robbie the Robot, of course, Gary as the professor. And then, wait a minute, what is, there was no mermaids in that film. Yes, it's Daryl Hannah from Splash. Well, the subject came up during the stream about the censoring of Daryl Hannah's butt. Yes, which looked ridiculous. And just goes to show this. Some people just have too much time on their hands. So I thought I'd include her in there, just hanging out with the guys. Yeah. This is one I did. It doesn't really apply to any YouTubers except for people talking about Snyder Cut and DCEU and stuff like that. And in the Shazam film, Henry Cavill was supposed to make an appearance in it, but talks fell through. Yeah. So I did a Photoshop of what might have been. You know, so it would have been nice had he been able to do that. But perhaps we'll see some more of Henry Cavill Superman in the near future, hopefully. And I don't just mean Snyder Cut. This is another image of Gary. Obviously, I just drew it. And there he is in an outfit that's supposed to represent different genres. So it's the Doctor Who coat, the Captain Kirk shirt, and then the lightsaber. Luke's green lightsaber. How about that? And, of course, his mantra, "We do not kneel." It's like Doomcock's, "Without respect, we reject." So there you go. So don't kneel, people. No, don't do that. Here we go. One of many little posters for Nerdrotic's Friday Night Tights. So there's Gary in a superhero outfit with his Nerdrotic logo on there. This is Uche, who's a big Snyder Cut fan and DCU fan. So, of course, appropriately, he's in the Superman outfit. And then here's Jeremy. I can't remember why I put him in the Magnum PI outfit and gave him a mustache. I don't know why I did. I can't remember, but it had some significance. So, it's pretty good. Here's another one, Friday Night Tights. I think Ethan did come on. There was a lot of them. Comics division. There's Owen as once again as a director because he's always movie blogging. He's always good with the numbers and everything. I think that's Josh Trent from Bounding into Comics. So he was there, and there's his Captain Kirk. And this is an image. I don't know if I showed it in the previous videos or not, but oh, I think I messed it up. His forehead disappeared. Oh man, I just know this is a bad one. Yeah. As some kind of investigator, but this one's not even finished. Look at this. I don't know if I ever even released this one. I don't think I did. Man, it's terrible. And there's and once again dressed up as the Doctor. Gary's as, but you know, his previous renderings I had already, and Gary's Captain Marvel, all that stuff, and Uncle Ethan as you know, Obi-Wan. Here's another. This is pretty good. Friday Night Time with the guests, and then some celebrities just added in because, you know, the genres you talk about. So there's Joker, Spock, and Darth Vader, of course, and the usual gang that appears on Gary's Friday Night Tights program. Well, you know, using the, you know, Brady Bunch, you know, motif or whatever. Another Friday Night Tights. This one done up to look more comic booky with a comic book background and whatnot. And there's Gary in a superhero outfit with a cape. And there you go. It's not bad. This one, Ford versus Ferrari film. They're particularly fond of it and everything, so I just took the poster and put their heads on it, and they are walking around, and their logos. For Christmas, of course, very simply, there's Geeks and Gamers Jeremy with a Santa Claus hat. Yes. There. I forgot about this one. And of course, there's the car, you know. There's see, Gary should go solve crimes. I mean, got Gary Jeremy. Sorry about that. Well, he's got the mustache. There you go. Yeah, get out there and solve some crimes. There he is, as Ultraman, I guess, wrestling at God knows what, in the middle of a city. Yeah, well, that can be dangerous, Jeremy. You shouldn't do that. Here he is with Cobra Kai, of course. He was very fond of that series. This is Doomcock as Galactus. And it fits right in. Look at that. So here he's coming to conquer the world. And then eat it. He's never mentioned he wants to eat it. Maybe Harvey Cthulhu does. But yeah, I don't think he'd want to eat it. He just wants to run the show. Here's Gary as Mr. Fantastic. And it kind of works, doesn't it? Yeah. I guess with some rather... It's not actually Jack Kirby, but it's kind of Kirby-esque backgrounds there. Here he is again with young Ripa, Eric July. They did a show together. And here he is as Gary as Doctor Strange. And, of course, you know, Ripa as Luke Cage, Power Man. So, and once again, the very comic book-looking background city with a half-tone pattern put for separation. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it turned out pretty good. Another one of Gary, just for shits and giggles, you know. Here's Jeremy, who is not fond of his haircut and always wears a hat, but I managed to find the one shot. So there he is in the Captain America outfit, leaping from the flames of his enemies and still living to fight another day. And this was, I can't remember exactly when, but there were, like, I think Ethan said he was feeling under the weather. This was before COVID, so don't worry. And I did this one, like a get well soon for Uncle Ethan, as he's Kleenex and a blanket and everything. So there you go. And of course, Cyberfrog in the background. This is one I did just, I don't know, feeling surreal. Gary's head rising out of the fog over the Golden Gate Bridge because Gary lives in San Francisco. Although I've heard tell, not for much longer. Because what are you going to do, you know? So anyway, there you go. Gary floating over rising above the Golden Gate Bridge. Here he is as Green Lantern. So there you go. Took this render of Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern and then put the space background there. Another one for the Inquisition. There's Gary once again in the Doctor Who outfit. And the Doomcock bots is an army of automatons. And there's Doomcock once again in the form of Celestial standing in judgment over Hollywood with the crime scene tape around it and everything, which is incredibly appropriate. And then, of course, it's all in flames and everything. This was done in the midst of the supposed spat between Disney and Sony. How much of that was real, I don't know. But so it seemed like Spider-Man was in limbo, you know. So did this like he was homeless and will fight crime for food. And because of the home is in every word, a title for the Spider-Man movies, which not a fan of those. No, not really. So the next film would be Spider-Man Homeless. so anyway, that was what that was about. Another one for the Inquisition. And there they are. No one expects the pop culture Inquisition. So, of course, Monty Python reference. And, of course, once again, the pop culture references of Doctor Who, Star Trek with Locutus, the Emperor from Star Wars, and Marvin. Here's Marvin in, a dungeon. A little smaller one for that. That's kind of fits better on Twitter and whatnot. So there's that. This one, this Chris Mazza, that asshole. And what he did through Vox Media, just devastating the YouTube platform. And, well, all that story. And what's done is done. The damage is done, and I don't think can come back. Yeah. So anyway, there's Gary and Doomcock making him walk the plank, which oddly enough, so did Vox eventually, yeah. Well, they found out he was a rich kid, so that's a no-no. Yeah. Here we have Gary and Doomcock in their portraits as judges. See, this is their official portraits as the honorable judges that oversee the Inquisition. So, hey, that's a cool wig there, Doomcock. Oh, yes, and of course, Gary and friends showed up to celebrate Jalopnik. If you're a fan of Orville, you understand what's about to happen here. And they all had to watch. So, yeah. Well, you got to watch the show to get it. This one, bunch of people were coming at Jeremy and whatnot, and eventually he got his Twitter account suspended, which is just ridiculous, but that's the world we live in. It'll eventually happen to all of us, I guess. So anyway, here he is. I think it was one of the attempts at remaking Conan. It didn't work, but the poster was pretty cool. So there he is, standing over the skulls of his enemies with the Geeks and Gamers logo. So, it makes a pretty good poster. This one. He got in some argument. People were harassing him about haircuts or something. I don't know. It went on for a while. So, I did these images of him. I DM'd them to him, but I don't know if he ever saw him or just didn't think he didn't like it. I don't know. But so here he is in different hairstyles. So he's sitting there in a barbershop, and so that's the first haircut. And then this one. And there you go. Oh boy, almost getting into Elvis territory. And, well, let the hair down. And, there we go. So here we go. No, we got another minute to go. This is, my favorite pictures. Jessie. And so here she is in her wasp size, flying around her laptop. Yeah, see? When she's got nothing better to do. That's what she does. This was about the NASA lawsuit against CBS after stealing his ideas for Star Trek Discovery. Of course, the fix was in, and the judge, which without much explanation really, tossed the case out. Even though just follow the cookie crumbs, they're all right there for everyone to see. It's pretty obvious what happened. And even in the dialogue with the trial, CBS pretty much admits it. So, yeah, but, he's a nobody, and CBS is a big media corporation, so do the math. But anyway, there we go. Doomcock as Khan. There's the Enterprise destroying the Starship Discovery. Mecha Random is here in her Star Trek outfit, and of course Gary in his, and there you go. This one's, I really like this one. I think this was because Gary and Mecha went to the Las Vegas Star Trek convention, and Doomcock, I thought they were hoping he would show up, but he couldn't. So there you go. That's another round of those for Volume 3 of Beloved YouTubers. Thanks for watching.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Slay. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. You know, hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.